Hey everyone, this week's lesson is the why behind the how I missed it and how you can avoid it. This isn't a complex thing. This was relating tradition to innovation in the first couple of years in my family company experience. And I was leading a project where we had some new capacity with some new equipment. And this was a big opportunity with a new client to win the business of a big new client and also develop some new capacity with some new equipment we had. And it was one of those all hands on deck kind of requests where you bring together 30 people, and some of the people are going to be involved in this just one time to see if we can develop this capacity and win this new client. And I did a good job with the what. I found one of our technical experts in the company who had some knowledge with this equipment that we weren't aware of, and it was just a conversation I shared with him to learn about it. He said, "Yeah, I actually do know, and I can help orient the people on the team to the what and how this works." What I forgot to do though was the why, and I left the technical training to one of my technical colleagues to go in there and lead the team through all of the technical orientation of how the equipment worked and how we were going to organize this project. What I didn't do and what I want to share with you today was that why behind it. Because what happened in the execution was people didn't really feel that continuous improvement that I'm going to pitch in to help us learn. And it wasn't about the money. Yes, it was a six-figure client opportunity. And as you know, many people don't necessarily resonate with that because they say, "Where's my money?" Right? So it isn't just about the money, but it really is about developing that perspective for them that they're more than a useful person. And they thought it was just, as I reflected back after it was over, because the results weren't very good. We didn't win the client, by the way. Um, uh, Spoiler alert, not so much. What happened was, though, people thought of themselves as useful people. And I didn't see this until it was over, when I saw the results didn't kind of play out. The results just weren't very good because people weren't really invested in it. So they went through the motions, they did the work, but it wasn't the developing of this best practice. It wasn't a shared learning experience. Some of the results were a little bit messy in terms of the outcomes with the equipment, and the discipline just wasn't there because they weren't motivated. And I didn't stop to talk about the why, which is, I need you because you're a useful person. That's what they thought. What I really should have explained, and what I've learned since then, is to help them understand what it is to be a part of this caring community and what it means for them to bring their talents to this opportunity, that they have a certain level of skill, even though it may not be directly related to this client. There's an integrity with their perspective, and this is how we're going to grow this community, with integrity. And so that was one of those missed opportunities that I didn't explain, that's really important when you're looking at relating from the company perspective and the individual perspective. That relationship between the tradition, the foundation of your service and your experience of the company, and the innovation for what's next for growth. And it matters as much to the person as it does to the company. So don't forget the why behind the what. Everybody likes those technical skills and training and building the resume and looking at those progress charts of what you've done with your resume and skills during the year. Don't forget the why, because that's how you relate that individual respect and how some people really do honor the tradition and the way things have been done and what my job is and what I normally do, to what's next for the company and maybe what's next for them. And help relate that individual tradition to this innovation, whether it's a new client or new capacity at the individual personal level. Relate it to them as much as you do the company and that six-figure or even greater new client opportunity. Don't forget those two things, because tradition and innovation mean as much to the person as they do to the company. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.